And at this point in time, as I mentioned, you can go into your salad, but we're going to get into our scholarship presentation. And we have John Roberts, he and, of course, our overall committee, they will present our special scholarships. And to begin the presentations, may I introduce our chair of the Scholarship Committee, Mr. John Roberts.
I was just saying to some of the people at the table that I often like to come to a group like this because in the little period before we eat, if you walk up behind one of the 2 or 3 men talking or women, you'll hear somebody saying, "I'm glad I was in it when I was." Our goal as broadcast pioneers is to try to keep all the good things that we've found in radio and television. And we've found many. It's an exciting field. Some people often wonder why we call it the broadcast pioneers. They have a picture that the pioneer must be an old man. And of course, many of us are. But today, increasingly, you see a good many ladies in the field. More and more. And very capable they are. And also, of course, a young person can be a pioneer. A pioneer is somebody who comes up with a new solution to problems that we've had. And most of us are proud to be pioneers because somewhere along the line we found one little improvement we could make. And over the years we hope that all of these people will make many improvements. And so that's it. Our scholarships is an attempt to do the same thing with the young people. To find the brightest young people who are interested in the field and encourage them to be in the field along with us and to make the contributions that will make this a more exciting and better field all the time. And that's the reason that we have the scholarships. As you've heard, we have 3 of those. And today my co-chairman, Dr. Harvey, Dean Harvey, who is a distinguished dean in his own right. He's dean of an international university in a sense. It is the Institutes for the Achievement of the Human Potential, works with young people from all over the world. And so he and I are going to take turns introducing the 3 winners. And he has the first winner to announce. This is not necessarily number 1 person. All 3 are equal. But he has the first name. And so here he is, Neil Harvey.
I just adore watching television in those very big wide screens, the Olympics, and of course, figure skating championships. And then I say, how would I like to be a judge of these magnificent performances? It's something that makes me wince because they're so beautiful. And if you'll notice, the winners are chosen by just fractions, tiny decimal points. We're fortunate today to have 3 winners who stand out of the crowd, although they were all absolutely wonderful submissions, the candidates for the scholarships. And so it gives me great pleasure right now to read one of the letters, or part of the letter, that was submitted in behalf of Valerie Harper. Writes, Valerie is by, let's see, who's it by? It's Tom Gencarelli. Dr. Tom Gencarelli is Associate Professor and Deputy Chair of the department. And he was impressed enough to write a 3-page letter, which contained the following encomiums. Valerie is by far one of the best students we have had in the 8 years I've been at Montclair State University. In fact, she's one of the finest students I have had the pleasure to work with in my entire 17-year teaching career. At schools including Fordham University, the New School, and New York University. I go so far as to say that she falls within the top 5% of students nationally. She currently has a 3.852 GPA with a total of 81 credits earned, and a 3.85 GPA with 20 credits in her major. I'd also note that her grades in the major are themselves testimony to her excellence and her achievement. Given the intensely competitive nature, if you've ever participated in an audition, you know what he's talking about, of our program, the stringency of our standards, and the high expectations we have for all our students. Our program's concentration in the writing and producing of materials for informational television. And while many of our students are dazzled by television's technology and toys, Valerie seems to have always innately understood the principle that the pen, or nowadays the word processor, is the most important tool in television. She realizes that all the technical gloss, all the bells and whistles are worthless unless one has something worth saying, and works to say it in a worthwhile and meaningful way. Indeed, she has intimated to me, that writing is what comes hardest to her and what she works hardest to do well. As her former writing instructor, I know this is to be true, and now as her instructor in our intermediate television production course, I'm witnessing this emphasis in action once more. Then she has generated her own internship opportunity at WWOR-TV News. And she's the assistant news director of WWOR, Michael St. Peter, was immediately impressed with Valerie, as was the rest of the staff. As a result, when she was only 18 years old, and has anybody ever been 18? And with only 1 year of undergraduate education, 1 year of broadcasting courses as her credential, she wound up working for the news division of a high-profile, high-powered network affiliate station in the #1 media market in the country. I'm intimidated, but with tremendous pleasure, Valerie, would you approach and receive the reward that the Broadcast Pioneers has tremendous pleasure in giving to you. It's kind of an appreciation of two things. Number one, the fact that you applied, and number two, that you have tremendously accomplished those aspects of what is extremely important in a television career to make it worthwhile, is to just run-of-the-mill sort of thing. And we're proud of you. We're proud that you have chosen our field as your ultimate objective, and we're proud to present you with this check for $2,000.
Thank you. Hi. I don't have anything prepared. Didn't know about this. I just want to thank the Broadcast Pioneers for awarding me this scholarship. It's truly an honor. I'd like to thank my mom for always being there for me, for letting me switch majors my second year, because I was a math major originally. She thought that was the safer of the two routes, but I chose broadcasting, and I'm very happy that I did, and thank you very much.
Our next winner is a young lady named Jamie DeLisio. Jamie, too, has an overall average of over 3.8. She is a member of the National Society of Collegiate Scholars. She won first place in the LaSalle University one-act playwriting competition. She's a reporter for the Collegian, the editor-in-chief of the Crown, and during her college years she received LaSalle Founders Scholarship, was National Honorary Society Secretary, National Scholar of the Congressional Youth Leadership Council in Washington, and who's who among American high school students. At the last meeting of the LaSalle Communication Department, she was selected as one of the 2 top juniors in the program. Jamie DeLisio served as an intern at WPHL-TV. We have a young lady, it's one of our members who has been affiliated with that station. And moving from assignment desk to reporting and field producing. The chairman of her department says that she was conducting off-camera interviews with such poise that the station hired her. Before this, Jamie had worked as a legal secretary in the law office and research news at WGTW-TV 48 in Philadelphia and Burlington. And so now, let's present this young lady, Jamie Delisio.
I too have not prepared anything, but in a true broadcasting fashion, will say a few words. I want to thank the broadcast pioneers and Mr. Roberts, my parents who are here today, as well as Brother Jerry and all the staff of LaSalle University who have been so supportive to me in whatever I choose to do. I want to thank the people at WPHL for giving me my first real job in television. I'm very happy to be here, and I only hope that I can come close to the accomplishments of the people in this room. Thank you.
To introduce our third awardee has to bring me back to the table where we sat, Bill, John, and I, trying to determine who would be the winners. And once again, I feel tremendous indecision in the sense that the same judges that I mentioned before who were trying to determine how those magnificent skaters do and the Olympic floor routine people do. But it was so important for me that this young lady be chosen. Her efforts in her presentation were beyond description. And I guess if I were to do what John did and list all of her accomplishments, we'd be here the rest of the afternoon. And it occurs to me that what I will do, however, is read a letter written by Frank Hogan, who's with us right now. Frank Hogan is the general manager of WGLS-FM, who writes the following. My pleasure to give positive recommendation for Natalie Nezipour in her application for the Broadcast Pioneers Scholarship. Natalie has served as a student volunteer at WGLS-FM for the past 2 years. During this time, I've watched Natalie rapidly advance in her understanding of audio production techniques, show preparation, interviewing skills, as well as the internal structure of radio station operations. In the year 2000, Natalie's strong initiatives, excellent people skills, and outstanding leadership qualities resulted in her being named to WGLS-FM executive staff as traffic director, a job she has performed admirably. Natalie is an extremely positive person who really enjoys working with others. Her volunteer work at WGLS-FM, and it really boggles my mind as one reads how that volunteer work progressed. As well, her internship work at B101, as well as her active membership in Rowan University's chapter of Public Relations Student Society of America. She's the national vice president of that organization. Indicates her strong interest in learning all she can about broadcasting and the field of communications. Natalie's efforts at WGLS-FM demonstrate her desire to learn and her serious commitment to a career in the communications industry. I'm extremely confident in her ability to become a major success in the broadcast industry, and the committee joins with that confidence. I strongly support her scholarship application. Well, Frank, you did a great job in preparing this letter. It partially convinced us. Actually, Natalie's presentation itself did the job. It was the cherry on the sundae. It was wonderful. And I would suspect that the professional public relations people who are here now as pioneers, seeing the job that she did, which I'm not going to demonstrate or show, would turn a shade of green. It's tremendous pleasure that I experience right now as I ask Natalie to approach the podium and receive the appreciation for her efforts from the broadcast pioneers of Philadelphia. Natalie Nessiker.
Well, what can I say? I just want to say basically that I want to thank everyone in this room for offering this to students. Without this opportunity, many of us wouldn't be able to take on these special initiatives that we do, these leadership positions. And thank you, the broadcast pioneers, for offering this to us. Thank you.
Natalie reminds me in many, many ways, I told her that, of my early interest in radio and television. I began when I was 12 years of age, for goodness sake. And in 1948, I think it was, when WFIL-TV was still at 46th and Market Streets, there was a bulletin board as one entered the building right past the initial place where the receptionist May Law were sat. And on that bulletin board, one saw a poster. Every week, that poster changed. Well, I waited till the end of the week and then lifted that poster, brought it home, put it into my office at home, and ever since then, it's been one of our very favorite posters. It was a quotation from Goethe. And my son took it with him, kept it in his college dorm for the entire 4 years he was there. And then I claimed it back again, and it's in my office right now. It's called The Challenge. And I'd like to recite it for you right now for our winners as well as for our old graybeards. It's called The Challenge. It says, "Lose this day loitering, 'twill be the same tomorrow. And the next, more dilatory. Then indecision brings its own delays, and days are lost, lamenting over days. Are you in earnest? Seize this very minute what you can do, or dream you can. Begin it. Courage has genius, magic, power in it. Only engage, and the mind grows heated. Begin it, and the work will be completed."
Now only one final recognition, if we may. The people that really made this all possible. Will the parents of those winners all stand now, along with 3 instructors who also came with them today. Thank you all. Now enjoy your lunch.
I'm going to ask you to give your hands one more time to our co-chair, the people and their panel that made this possible, John Roberts and Dr. Neil Harvey. Thank you very much for an excellent job. And of course, a couple of the people from the university are also members. We have Frank Hogan and Larry Litwin, who accompanied Natalie here. And of course, our thanks and congratulations to the parents and also Brother Jerry at LaSalle University, accompanying their scholastic winner. Thank you very much. Enjoy lunch, and we'll have our special part of the program, which is the entertainment portion, coming up after dinner.